Well, good morning and welcome to the Hart Women's Basketball Media Day. Next up, we are joined by Penn University. We're here for the Statesmen as they prepare for a new season. But let's start off with introductions. Morgan, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, hometown, and year in school.
Hi, I'm Morgan Terry. I'm a senior here at Penn, and I'm from Cornersville, Tennessee. It's like an hour south of Nashville.
Very good. Coach, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, and how many years you've been head coach there.
Yeah, my name is Jenna Santee, known as Coach Santee, and I am going to be my second year as head coach, but this is my 8th year at Penn overall.
Coach, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about Morgan and her importance to your program.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny looking back a couple of years ago. Morgan came in, she was going to be a 3-point shooter for us. And, she came in after COVID that year and her shot really wasn't there. And we're like, okay, where are we going to put her? And we put her at the 5 spot. And something that's awesome about her is she's grown so much into that position of being an undersized 5. But I think with her, learning how to make those one moves and also, she's one of our best passers. I mean, that's a big thing with our offense is our 5-man has to be a good passer, but she's exceptional at it. And another big part of Morgan is her leadership for our team. She was just voted captain yesterday. So that's a big, accomplishment for her. But I think just her leadership, on the court, that everyone respects her, that's a big thing because, coach doesn't have to do all the talking all the time and, she'll take that, but also in the locker room, it's a safe place for everyone because Morgan's in there. And so that's just a really good feeling as a coach. So.
Very good. Morgan, what is your major and what are some career plans for you maybe after basketball?
So I'm majoring in biology with a minor in chemistry. And I plan to go to dental school after I graduate here with my bachelor's. I'm not sure where I want to go yet, but it may be in Iowa. So we'll see.
There's lots of options. My wife's a dentist. She went to UMKC in Kansas City. So I know the dental field very well. What has the experience been like for you, Morgan, as a student athlete at Penn? You really see the community, aspect there between the student athletes amongst the different teams. What's it been like for you as a student athlete there?
Yeah, it's been really nice. I came from a smaller JUCO, so this is a little bit bigger than that, but it's still got that small town atmosphere where we're all close knit, like a family. And my 3 years have been nothing less than great. I love it here. It was actually kind of funny because after COVID, I didn't have a visit. I didn't come up here. I just kind of talked to Santee and then our other GA at the time. And I was like, oh, I'll try it. And then I came up here and I've had no regrets since. So it's been really nice.
And it had to have been kind of a crazy time, to go through recruitment during COVID. Now, knock on wood, we hopefully have a normal season this year. But, how excited are you, Morgan, to get started and be a leader with this new group of teammates?
Yeah, it's so exciting. I think it's kind of a bittersweet season for all of us seniors because, it's our last go around, but also that gives us some grit and grind to coming into this last season. We've had some really good practices, coming up, and we got a scrimmage in 2 weeks or less than
next week.
So I think we're all super excited, and it's kind of been nice because we have 7-8 returners. So all the new kids coming in kind of have someone to follow, we know the expectations. So I think we're all coming together really well.
And Coach, like you mentioned, you've been around the program for a long time. You played there, now coach there. What does Penn University mean to you, and especially the opportunity to be the head coach at your alma mater?
Yeah, so a big thing, about Penn is I don't think I'd be a young coach. I got hired when I was 24, and I don't think I'd be in this spot without them. This university empowers not just, athletes, but women especially to go for their dreams. And I think that's what I want to give back to these girls is, you're not just a basketball player. We have 3 roles in our program. You're a human being first, you're a student, and then a basketball player. And so, that's just something that at the end of the day, they have to take that and they have to be better. And I think, going through school here, and I went through a lot of adversity, that's just something that I want to give back to them and make sure that they always know, hey, things are hard, but we always can work through them and we can, get better at a lot of things. And I think Penn is a great place, for me to grow my career, but also for these girls to just grow as human beings.
Coach, like we said already, the Hart well as a player and coach. What would it take for your team as you prepare through preseason to kind of reach your goals and maybe move up the Hart standings eventually? But, what will it take as you prepare for the season to reach your goals?
thing right now is having 7 returners here is we got to meet the standard, right? We built the standard last year, having a record that isn't really acceptable in college basketball. And of course it hurts coming from, having a winning past and all that stuff is, we all grew, we went through some growing pains and building that standard for this year. Our returners did a great job for the newcomers. And, right now we're just fighting through, let's be consistent. We got to be consistent every day. We have to make sure that, we're doing the right thing. And our biggest thing is coming together as one. And I think, last year we were in some games and a lot of them and our record didn't show it, but that just made, me and coach over the summer, find those missing pieces and say, hey, we have a very good foundation. What can we add to help that foundation? And so hopefully, to get back up in the rankings, because I really believe that, our team had a lot of talent. And our biggest compliment that we got from a coach in our conference was, you guys were the best losing team that they had to watch and scout against, because they said, we had hard work, we had effort. And as a coach, that's all you want to know. And we were in those games. And I think, now getting back to the standard and being consistent and going through those growing pains, we can get back up in the ladder of the conference.
Coach, who are some returners that are back this year for you?
Yeah, so we have Morgan Terry. We have Zantasia White, shooter. We have Allie Stewart, another shooter. Emma Mort, she was our 4-man, kind of a slasher rebounder. Alexis Drew, our point guard. Journey Augman, she is our backup 5-man. She might be playing a little more guard now. And then we have Jocelyn Herbeck, who, was a really good person off the bench who, came off and everything. So, we have a really good steady of those, 7 girls who came back and are buying into, what we need from them.
Very good. Coach, what do you hope to see from your squad in the non-con coming up as you get through a couple of weeks of practice? What do you hope to see in those first few games from your team?
What I want to see is, our team trust each other, come together as one. Every day you're going to go against each other and, we get a couple scrimmages, but in game time, I hopefully from, game 1 on October 29th to the next game and the week after is we just grew, a little bit of our confidence and with our trust with each other, because if we can kind of take those steps in the preseason, and non-conference games, then, right when we hit our first conference game against Moval, like we can, hey, be there and be ready kind of thing. And, we have a good mix of, teams who were very competitive last year. And that's our biggest thing is just to grow every day. And, we're more of a defensive team. And so we have to grow on that end because we won't win games if we don't play defense. And, we've had a lot of practices so far that it's only defense and they're not touching balls. But at the end of the day, that's what it's going to take for us is just to trust each other on both ends of the court, but especially defense.
Morgan, how excited are you to kind of, continue working in practice, but how excited are you to get ready to play some games with your new squad?
Oh yeah. I think we're all counting down the days. We're excited to finally get out there. It's different from practice when you actually get in the game and you get to, run your stuff and run your sets and see both ends of the floor. So yeah, I think we're all really excited. I know I'm so excited. So I think it's going to be a good year.
Very good. You know the Heart well as you've played in the Heart a couple years now. How difficult of a conference is it night in, night out, Morgan, competing against some conference rivals?
Oh yeah, it's definitely not an easy conference. I think that's something people don't realize coming in, that how good every team is. Like Santi said, every game is a new game. You never know what team you're getting when you're coming in. So I think just every day you have to be prepared for what you're getting. And I don't know, I think this year is going to be a good one to see.
Good. Well, as we wrap up here, Coach, we're asking each coach the same thing. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Heart of America women's basketball?
Resilience and hard work and just a lot of dedication. Those 3 words are our biggest, my things, just because like she said, and we say every day, every game is you can show up and you could be number 1 or you could be last place. And it doesn't matter. It's upside whoever wants to show up. So it's really just, that dedication from all the coaches and players that everyone knows that it's a tough conference and you can't let up. So I think that's a lot of us take pride in that.
Awesome. Well, Coach Santi, thank you so much for your time, Morgan. Good luck to you. And thanks for joining us today and best of luck as you get going here in later October.
Thank you so much, Tyler.